Hi guys! Welcome to my class. Our topic for today is to round fractions. You are going to learn it here, the easy way. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe so that you will be kept updated on the next math lesson. Then, like and share so that you can also help other students. We are going to learn today how to use number lines and benchmark fractions such as 1/2 to round fractions. A fraction represents the portion of the whole thing, like in this example, 2/3. Number 2, which is on top of the bar, is called the numerator. It is the number of equal parts taken. While number 3 below the bar is called the denominator. It is the total number of equal parts in a whole. Benchmark fraction is defined as the common fractions that we can measure or judge against when measuring fractions. I want you to take note of the example here. 2/18. 2 is the numerator and 18 is the denominator. The denominator is always the number of the portion in the number line. So, it will always be divided into the number of the denominator. In this case, it is 18, so it is cut into 18 parts. Number 2 is the part taken, and number 18 is the total number of equal parts. If the numerator is much smaller than the denominator, then we are going to round the fraction down to 0. However, if our example is 12/18, 12 is the number of parts taken and 18 is the total number of equal parts. Accordingly, if the numerator is about half of the denominator, then we are going to round the fraction to 1/2. Moreover, if our example is 16/18, 16 is the equal part taken and 18 is the total number of equal parts. Hence, if the numerator is almost as big as the denominator, then we are going to round up the fraction to 1. I want you to remember this, guys. Let us work on this example so that you will be guided. Round 7/12 to 0, 1/2 or 1. Our denominator is 12, so we are going to apportion our number line into 12 parts. 0 will be the start of the number line and 12 will be the total number of the whole, which is 1. And half of 12 is 6. Therefore, we're going to locate 1/2 on number 6. The numerator, which is 7, is right after the half. From half, 7 is 1 portion apart. And from 1 whole, 7 is 5 portion apart. Correspondingly, 7/12 is closer to 1/2. So, we're going to round it off to 1/2. Let us work on another example so that you can understand the lesson well. Round 7/8 to 0, 1/2 or 1. This time, our denominator is 8. Therefore, we are going to apportion the number line into 8 parts. We are always going to start with 0 and 1 is the whole thing which is on top of number 8. Half of 8 is 4, so we are going to place 1/2 on top of 4. Number 7, which is the numerator, is 1 portion apart from number 8 and 3 portion apart from 1/2. Therefore, it is closer to number 8, which is the whole thing. Correspondingly, 7/8 will be rounded off to 1. Let us work on another example so that you can perfectly understand the lesson. Graph the fraction 3/8, then state whether it is closest to 0, 1/2 or 1. From the given fraction, 8 is the denominator. Therefore, we're going to apportion our number line into 8 parts. We are going to start our number line from 0 and 8, which is the whole thing, will be number 1. Half of 8 is 4, so we are going to place 1/2 on top of 4. Then, we are going to locate the numerator on the number line, and in this case, it is 3. 3 is 1 portion apart from 1/2 and 3 portion apart from 0. Therefore, it is closer to 1/2. So, 3/8 is about 1/2. Let us work on another example so that you can fully understand the lesson. Graph the fraction 1/10, then state whether it is closest to 0, 1/2, or 1. Our denominator is 10, so we are going to apportion our number line into 10 parts. We are going to start with 0. Half of 10 is 5, so we are going to place 1/2 on top of 5, and 10 will be number 1. The numerator is 1, so we are going to locate number 1 on the number line. And 1 is 1 portion away from 0. And 4 portion away from 1/2. Therefore, 1/10 is about 0. Let us work on another example so that you can hit it off. Graph the fraction 13/15, then state whether it is closest to 0, 1/2, or 1. Since our denominator is 15, we are going to apportion our number line into 15 parts. We are going to start from 0. Half is between 7 and 8, and 15 is number 1. Half of 15 is 7.5, so we place 1/2 between 7 and 8. If you are going to locate the numerator on the number line, it is 13. It is 2 portion away from number 1 and 5.5 portion apart from 1/2. So, 13/15 is about 1. It is easy, right? Correspondingly, we have met our goal for today's lesson. We have learned how to use number lines and benchmark fractions such as 1/2 to round fractions. To wrap it up, I want you to remember that if the numerator is much smaller than the denominator, round the fraction down to 0. Likewise, if the numerator is about half of the denominator, then round the fraction to 1/2. Furthermore, if the numerator is almost as large as the denominator, then round the fraction up to 1. The denominator will always be the number of the apportion in the number line. Then, we're just going to identify where is the numerator closer. In this case, it is near the half. So, we're going to round 7/12 to 1/2. While in this case, 1 is closer to 0. So, 1/10 is about 0. It is easy, right? To conclude our lesson for today, I want you to always remember what His Highness Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, may his soul rest in peace, wrote for us. Education is like a lantern which lights your way in a dark alley. Sheikh Zayed wrote and left this quote for us because he wanted the youth to give importance to education. His quote will handed down from generation to generation, but the genuine concern of Sheikh Zayed for his nation will always remain. And the desire of Sheikh Zayed's heart will surely be realized in the succeeding generations. And to encapsulate our lesson for today, I want you to always remember that life is a math equation. You cannot get the most of it if you cannot convert the negatives into positive. I do hope you have learned a lot for today's lesson, and you find it easy, okay? Till next math lesson! Catch ya later, guys! See ya! Check Math Brainiacs for more lessons, okay?